Welcome to Ulrich Cabins Live. I'm your host, Craig Miller, and today I'm joined by Johnny Salazar. Johnny, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Well, Johnny is one of our cabin designers, and today he's going to take us inside his design process and give us some insight into how he designs cabins for his customers. And we're also going to go out and get a peek at the factory, and you're going to get to see some of the behind the scenes on how we construct our cabins. First of all, I do want to tell the audience that Johnny here is not as mean as he looks.
I'm actually really friendly.
So do you get that comment at all? Like, well, he looks a little scary, but...
No, not really. I mean, people are just, they're happy, they're excited. This is a really exciting process, especially when they first come out.
Right.
They're just, they're happy, they're excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like walking around with your personal bodyguard, or no. So Johnny, super nice guy, and super friendly, despite his somewhat intimidating appearance. So anyway, so what I want to ask you a little bit about what your passion is as far as when it comes to designing cabins. But before we get into that, tell me a bit about the factory tour. So what does that include? So
the factory tour, what that includes is just walking out through the models. We have 5 models here that are fully furnished, fully finished out.
We're sitting in one right now.
Yeah, I mean, so you're going to get a good feel, a good look at what the finished product looks like. And then we'll walk into the factory where all the building takes place. And that's actually the highlight. That's where people really, they get that wow factor, right? And they learn about, what we build, how we build it, the materials, and the process that it goes through.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And there's more, but we'll get to that later. So for now, I'd like to actually take our audience out to the factory and let them see it for themselves.
Hey, let's go. So this brings us to the factory. This is where all the building takes place under 62,000 square feet. Typically, we work on 10 cabins at a time. The building process starts in the back with the floor, and it progresses up towards the front in different stages, right? Until we come up with a completed build right about here.
All right, great. Well, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's go. So this is actually the highlight of the factory tour.
Oh, really?
This is where our customers get to learn about what's behind the wall.
Okay,
our build, right? And this is very unique, and I tell them this, that we're very unique. Some of the reasons why is we come in with a 2x6 wall stud, right? A 2x8 floor joist, and 2x12 roof trusses, right? So when people see that, they're just blown away with how durable, how heavy, and the quality that we offer, which is second to none. You can see here in the background, we come in with the 2x6 wall stud, right? The radiant barrier, everything's built on 16-inch centers.
Yeah. And what is this going to be here?
So this right here is a window, right? It's the rough out of a window. As you can see, the headers here. It's just a very heavy build.
Yeah. So Johnny, you obviously like to talk about cabins. You like your job. What is it that you're most passionate about when it comes to your job here as a cabin designer?
That's a great question. The full story, learning about every family's, wants, likes, what's most important to them, and what brought them here to Ulrich Cabins.
So, I mean, everybody has a story, right? Whether it's they're looking to downsize, do a mother-in-law suite out back for an aging parent, whether they're doing like a vacation home, out on the ranch or something like that. So everybody's got a story, right?
Yes, and every story is very unique to each family, and I tell you what, some of them really hit home. Yeah. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into one of those stories a little bit later. But before we do, take me a little bit into your design process. So someone comes to the factory, right? They look at the models, they take the tour, and then after that, you may actually sit down with them if it's a fit that day or a later day to actually design their specific custom floor plan with them, right?
Absolutely.
So what's kind of the process? How do you approach that design session?
So the way I approach it is we have a conversation. It's not a questionnaire. We take more of a consultative approach. And we have a conversation where I learn the full story, learn about what's important to them and what brought them here to Ulrich Cabins ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now say someone has like lots of things that are important to them, like they want this and this and this and this and this. Like, how do you kind of sort through that stuff?
So that's a great question, by the way. And the way I approach that is, I typically ask, hey, what's the top 2 or 3 most important things to you as far as the plan, the layout, the feel? Another thing is you learn about their lifestyle to incorporate everything in the plan. That's what separates us from everyone else. When you're dealing with someone that's going to ask you those second and third level questions, to really dial in on the perfect plan for you.
Yeah. We've got a floor plan from one of our customers that we want to show you, and want to tell you about how Johnny came up with that design. But before we do that, let's pop back out into the factory. All right, so we've got some massive trusses here. What size are these bad boys?
2x12 roof trusses.
2x12.
Yeah.
So, all right, so what's the purpose of a 2x12 truss? I mean, this is huge.
Yeah, so the purpose behind it is, since we do have to move this this structure, we want to make sure it stays secure and it's very durable. Yeah. Also, with the heavier roof trusses, we can come in with the heavier insulation to keep you nice and cool in those Texas summers and keep you nice and cold, nice and warm right? in the Texas winters, right?
Right.
So that's really a good thing. That's something that our customers love when they come in here and see how much material and insulation is used.
Yeah.
They feel really, really good with it.
I mean, I'm not a real construction expert, but I can tell just looking at this. I mean, this is like really, really substantial.
It is. It's very heavy. We have a lot of folks that come in here, and they're just, they can't believe it. A lot of builders, people with that construction background, they love it.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you've done some pretty unique designs for your clients.
Yes.
In fact, every design is unique, right? Because you're always customizing the design based on what each client needs.
Absolutely.
But tell me about, I know that you mentioned a story of a couple, Walt and Margo, I believe it was.
Yes, that's correct.
So when they came to you, what were they looking for? What did they need? What was the thing that brought them here in the first place?
What brought them here is, they have a really nice hunting ranch in South Texas. Mm-hmm. And Walt had mentioned to me that he wanted his wife, Margo, to be out there more often, right? Whenever he was out there. But he wanted to, have something built that would make her happy, something that's going to make her feel comfortable and want to go out there.
Yeah, right? Yeah, something that actually reflects her style and something that she would like to spend time in, right?
Right.
So kind of give me an overview of the design. So what are the dimensions and how many bedrooms and so forth?
That cabin there, that plan was actually our largest plan that we have in our single structures.
Okay.
Right, it was actually a 1-bedroom. It was, we ended up at 1,152 square feet.
Yeah.
Which is the largest 1-bedroom I've designed here.
Yeah.
Right, but it was very unique. Had a really big kitchen, a really big bar, butler's pantry, and something that was very important to Margo when designing, in the conversation, she mentioned, is there any way that I could, design a prayer room in her master bedroom, right? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I've never designed one of those before, right?
Yeah.
But we looked at her master closet and, she's like, hey, make it smaller, but this is very important to me. And we ended up coming up with a really nice design for her, and she was really happy.
Yeah. That's awesome. So typically when someone goes with a cabin of this size, they would tend to go with 2 bedrooms, right? Because there really is enough space that you could do 2 bedrooms in a cabin of that size.
Yeah.
But in her case, they didn't need 2 bedrooms. What they needed was a really nice one bedroom, correct?
Yeah, and she told me, she's like, look, Johnny, I want to feel at home even though I'm not at home.
Yeah.
But I want that home feeling. I want to feel comfortable. I want a large master bathroom, a large bedroom, etc.
Yeah. Right. When Walt and Margo came out the first time, did they just sign on the dotted line and away we went? Or what was the buying process like for them?
So it all started with the initial phone call. They called in and we spoke, and I got some details, and they did mention, they're like, look, we're actually in this early in the shopping phase, right?
Yeah.
We want to go look at all the options that we've kind of came up with a little list, and we're going to go learn about each builder, what makes them unique, and to see which direction would be a best fit for us, right?
Yeah.
So they came out here and they learned about Ulrich, our product, our process, our approach, which they really liked. And they told me, they're like, look, we're interested, we like it, but we have a couple of other stops to make, and then we're going to make a final decision.
Yeah. So so they did some checking around, but they ended up coming back here. So why?
What they mentioned to me was they liked the fact that I asked a lot of good questions about their needs, what's important to them, and the process. They really liked our process. That's what brought them back here ultimately.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, let's check out this video and actually get a little peek inside Margo's cabin.
So here, Margo started off filming the living room. She has a really nice, beautiful living room. She was really excited, by the way, because she has some very beautiful furniture that went well, right, with the cabin look. And here you see the kitchen. She's walking in to the master bedroom, which is pretty good size. And she's actually finalizing the video here in the master bath, which she was completely happy with. Jetted tubs, walk-in shower, large vanity.
So overall, was she happy with the end result?
She really loved it. And when the cabin was delivered and set up, porches were built, I asked her if she could send me a video of it, and she's like, yes, let me put all my furniture. I have certain furniture already that's going to go really good with the cabin, and I'm excited. And when I saw the video myself for the first time, it looked great.
Yeah. It's really nice in there. Thank you for watching another episode of Ulrich Cabins Live. I'm your host, Craig Miller. I've been joined by Johnny Salazar. Johnny, thank you for joining us today.
You're quite welcome.
We'll catch you next time.